Truth be told, I am a total word nerd. I love playing the crossword and I love geeking out on new words that I haven't come across. Tom and I are often looking up words in the dictionary that we come across when we're reading books together, and my favourite kind of Christmas game challenge is spelling words backwards. You know, I love it. Like, it's my party trick. What can I say? You gotta own your weird, right? But today I wanted to share with you a few different ideas of simple word games that you can play with your child to support their speech and language development. We're thinking about speech and language. So speech is the sounds that we make with our mouths. Language is words, vocabulary, being able to understand what's said to you. And so today I want to give you a few different word games that kind of support both that phonetic understanding of words, the sounds that make up those words, and the semantic understanding of words. So semantics being the kind of meaning of those words. Phonetics, semantics. We're going to go through each of those a little bit. I'm going to give you a few different ideas that supports your child's understanding of sounds and meaning behind words. Let's get to it. So if we're thinking about word games and we're aiming for ones that can be used with a variety of ages and don't need any kit or prep, or you don't even need to sit down for them, then of course the first one we're all going to think of is I Spy, right? And actually, yes, I Spy fits within that phonetic group, the ones where we're suggesting to children that they think about the sounds in words. I spy with my little eye something beginning with the sound S or T or P. And actually, for your younger children, it's really great if you can give them the sound of the letter rather than the name of the letter. So, for example, saying, I spy something beginning with P rather than beginning with the letter P. We can actually extend this I Spy if we want to add in more kind of sound awareness, more phonetic awareness. We could say, I spy with my little eye something that has 2 syllables in it, 2 beats to the word. So it might be table or bookcase or basket. Just looking around thinking what's in this room. So you might want to be thinking about that initial sound in the word, or the number of syllables in the word, or even something that rhymes with it. I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with pear. Chair. Okay, there's a quick phonetic game for you. Let's zip across and think about a semantic game. Very similar kind of concept. We could talk about it being the clues game. I'm thinking of an object and I'm going to give you some clues about it because we're thinking about the meaning behind this word. So there's 3 key things that we can use within this. We can think about what we do with the object, where we might find it, and then some adjectives, some describing words. So I'm thinking of something that you can light a fire with, and you might find it in a little box in a drawer, and it's made of wood and it's tiny. It is a match, indeed. Coming up with your own clues can be really tricky, and this is why it's a great game for language development, because it is quite challenging, but also you can adjust it depending on the language skills of your child. Okay, so we've got a phonetic game, I Spy, a semantic game, the clues game. Let's zip across and think of another phonetic game. I like to call this the P Party, purely because that is where I first came across it, going to a party where everyone dressed up as something beginning with the letter P. But really, what this is how many words can you come up with that start with a certain letter or a certain sound. It's fun at any age, especially if you're a word nerd. But for your child, this is really tapping into their phonetic network. It's really helping them develop their awareness of sounds and their ability to kind of organize and tap into that organizational structure in their head of words that start with a certain sound. Okay, let's zip across to another semantic game. This one is called 5 Things, and we're going to give the child a category and say, can you think of 5 things within it? So categories, that understanding of how items are grouped together by meaning and kind of organize, their ability to organize things is really key to their language development, particularly their ability to learn new words and recall words that they already know but can sometimes kind of get stuck on the tip of their tongue. So understanding categories is really valuable skill to practice, and we're thinking about just playing around with it in a super kind of low pressure way. So 5 things. So you might come up with a category like 5 things you find in the kitchen, or 5 things you might see out on a walk, or 5 people that help us out in our community, or 5 things that are squishy, or, you know, any number of things. So you're just thinking about those categories. You can start with easier categories, more obvious ones like 5 animals, 5 foods, 5 clothes, and then you can get a little bit more creative as you and your child start kind of getting familiar with this concept. Okay, we're going to zip across and think about another phonetic game. This one is called Guess That Acronym. Our world is absolutely littered with acronyms. Heck, SALT is an acronym. Do you know what it stands for? Maybe I should say that more often. Let me know if not. But what's really fun about acronyms is we can guess any number of things that they might actually stand for. And this just gets us creative, thinking again about the initial sounds within words. Shout out to the child in Tom's class, star class, who made us think of this game because we have a local organisation here in Cowes called UKSA, and he had fun at show and tell presenting all the different things that UKSA might stand for. And so I think children really love to play around with sounds and words. It can be silly, creative, fun, and is also secretly working on their sound awareness and their vocabulary, so a fun one to play with. Okay, I'm going to finish this off with a game that works on phonetics and semantics, and that is the alphabet game. So the starting point with this one often tends to be animals. So there's our category, our semantic aspect of it. The category is animal. And we're going to work on the phonetic side of things by thinking of an animal for every letter of the alphabet. Aardvark, bear, cat, deer, etc. And this is a turn-taking game, so between you, can you take turns coming up with different things? This can be a really fun one if you come up with different categories. Tom and I played this recently trying to think of plants for every letter of the alphabet. Whatever your thing is, food, clothing, places around the world, the alphabet game is a really fun one to play around with this. This is a year where we are finding those super simple, low-key things that we might even be able to play across a Zoom call, eh? So I hope that this has given you a few ideas for developing your child's vocabulary, having fun with words, developing that playfulness, that love of words that lasts us through a lifetime. I hope that you and your child have fun together wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Every tiny step is a step in the right direction. Have fun, and I'll see you soon.